That's the last of guitar drumming too that you can do on an open key, I think anyways. Showed some other songs like Jandek and Andy McKay, and the music with the dog with open key, which you can kind of play in different, but like that goes nowhere. Goes nowhere. Then there's probably some stuff with harmonics that I don't know. So I'm not sure what they played when I was a little kid and not Scarface. Did I write that Blink-182 song? Or they played all the music at me in my sleep? What was my father talking about when I was a little kid around the time when he said Josh had herpes and whatever? And I know that they taught some people those bands on the website. I think that's what they wrote anyways. And what was that Deep Thought store doing there? I don't know. Like, did they have some guy come in and they probably had them play all that at me? But the stuff on my Bandcamp, I think that they just taught Molly the drums to it. I was talking to her about it. And, yeah, they did. They were saying they were giving her drum lessons in 2003. I said, did I say she could go back to them and do them and trick me to make me think that she was good? And I'd be able to do a better job of it in one take. And that goes on with the blonde flat-top police officers. So I just had that painting at that art gallery for 2 years, a year and a half. So anybody on the website got a prostate cleanse? I'm sending me that stuff in the bowl, sending me that stuff in the mail, sending me that stuff in the bowl. Weird stupid website, do. Weird stupid website, do. Weird stupid website, weird stupid website. So that was a weird, stupid website. Now you have guitarHDV YouTube. Since it's on the same one, you can chop it up and put it in a special YouTube. Chop it up, special YouTube of just the guitar segment. Do whatever you want with it. Why are you putting multiple stuff on my browser? You probably save the whole YouTube and have weird people watching it, weird people thinking of ways to edit it and show it to people the wrong way. Unless you're completely not holy, that you molest children, and you wouldn't do that, or you molested children, and you wouldn't do that. You have the FBI follow you around and watch you on a camera. I'll have to check more into that with the computer without a modem. Be really in depth into that with closer microphones. I don't know, but I know people that either that or my family's fucking with me with the neighbors and beeping car horns. And like I said, that I pointed out the spots where it was the other day. I think I've been hearing stuff in the house earlier. I'm not sure why they're not asking about my painting, that everybody saw it, and now that they're going to forget about it. And the only thing I know to go into is that. Is there another one? I don't know. I think I may have gotten a lot of that stuff anyways, hearing other music. But it's weird that this type of music probably came out before the other music, like folk music, like Joni Mitchell and whatever else that it is. Maybe that they were coming out around the same time. But as soon, maybe that they had the lute or whatever too. But I think that this guitar, that a lute guitar was that a singing instrument first? Do they really know? I think that's offensive, them saying that Hot Rod Circuit, one of Hitler's emos bands, they even said on the website that was one of the ones that they wrote in the 60s and whatever else it is. Did they imply that Ted Lee was playing in a lot of drums like that? And that the Get Up Kids was actually, they found that stuff from a trend because of they had bands like that before, and that in different jurisdictions they were just doing punk to get out a rise out of people, and Washington was actually a trained and coached band from the Dutch Mafia, supposedly, and that's why they were so weird or whatever. So because guitar was really big in Holland. They had Irish folk and whatever, and that was stuff trained from the people from Holland, that they gave them the instruments, started teaching them it to see if they'd challenge and learn, but instead that they just sold them bad alcohols and grains and whatever else, and turned them into alcoholics. And that's why that they're at the lower hand of the species, and why they had 2060, because they believed with science that people could that there would be enough room to breed, because that they were breeding with their brothers and sisters or whatever, that they'd still have enough room to take over the world and have the new race of healthy people, which is why that they're debating about destroying South America and let people come here in bad pyramid breeding schemes and whatever to survey them for their country, which they've been doing for a while, to see how that they would want to take their country, because that they're less healthy, sorting through them that way, I think, anyways. That's what I gather about this. Sounds like it even says porridge with Bob LeBlanc wins in a Smashing Pumpkins, live Brazilian show, I think, anyways. One of the newer ones, not an older one, that it seems kind of weird to me, and that if you want my painting that I don't like, then I think that you can put me on the schedule with what you're doing with those people and tell me what you plan to do with those people, because whatever you did with me, I'd like to know. That they said on Boston Hassle, go to events if they book your name or whatever. They even said on the Punny Pump website I could go to shows where I thought I could jam with members of the band, which I don't want to do with Hurt Back, which they made a joke of, and stuff that I wouldn't have thought was that great anyways. That I'd go, but I wouldn't even be able to go. It's like I do takes of something for like a while, then I do it, like to do that song that they were calling Rounder on the website, that if I did an hour and did a bunch of takes, like I feel like if someone has the right attitude and like about it, then some of a few of the takes are gonna come out good, and that should be just as good as something that someone rehearsed all day. And that there's all sorts of little special qualities that you get about each one doing stuff like that, which makes it interesting watching. Wondering is the guy from Swirlies playing bad on purpose in some of those shows where he got the Botox, that it just sounds so bad. But that they put out that Wildcats album around that time, and that parts of that are just really, really good. So that just not doing the right stuff, playing live or whatever. What is that because of? Like, why is that? And just really bizarre. So that I only had processed it as for like one little bit the other day, and it went away, and it wasn't that bad, and it didn't really do anything. So that I'll see my back feels icy, so that I definitely would starve to death if they try to put me in a mental institution or whatever, and I'd appreciate still the opportunity to get psychedelic drugs and not be profiled or whatever. I don't see why not. That it's part of my life and part of my culture, that I painted the painting with it. I see no reason why other people shouldn't have that stuff or be able to do that stuff. That people try to trick them and say it's because they don't like it, or trying to trick me and say that I'm insane or whatever else that it is, or that I am insane and people don't want the stuff, but I particularly would appreciate to still have the things, and won't be able to feel grateful or because, and will be confused about any doings or whatever that you want me to stop doing or whatever, tried to get in my way to get me to stop doing or whatever, and that I really not waste resources too much, that they just had newspapers and whatever else that it is, and don't have newspapers anymore. And like, I don't think paint is really in high, I think they were lying about it on the website, that it's in high demand. Acrylic paint is in high demand. I kind of doubt it, that I think that it was some type of over-publicized thing or whatever else that it is. And if not, the other painting that I've done is so special that I don't think it should be worried about. I think that or from what I understand, back in the day, that they used to train people to be artists and show them how the art when they were a baby, and then coach them, start to teach them the stuff in their adolescence and coach them. I think they even said they were trying to do that to me when I was a little kid, and I'd have this painting because that they're really not going to have that again or whatever, the passed down history of doing art or whatever, that it was kind of big in Europe, into Asia, real figure, real life scale drawing, like photography and whatever, that they didn't really have a lot of the resources in other countries or whatever, so they were kind of doing that as teaching people that way, and that now that they have African people and black people and Asian people and all these people, and that they also have computer drawing, where if you can paint with computer drawing and stuff like that too, which computer drawing isn't really abstract art, but Dutch culture and whatever still had abstract art and was really big with abstract art, and that they definitely didn't have whack-a-mole boards in the 1800s, so now that you don't have to waste the ink and whatever, I think little kids have a different appreciation for art, and that you can teach them a different way, as opposed to doing abstract art, that they can still do abstract art, but from they were writing on the website that it's not the same, that people learn to draw. From what I understood, people learn to draw on their own, but I remember now around that bakery, they were saying on the website Rachel was getting drawing lessons since she was a little kid. The kid that they had on Deep Thoughts was getting drawing lessons, and that they put a lot of effort into it. But I think that there's a coordination thing which I'll never be able to grasp, other than cartoons or whatever, getting deep into stuff. But then also my unconscious ability to get lucky doing stuff like that side profile thing of Matt Cummings, that there's a real bizarre aspect to that where I can't really appreciate being harassed or profiled or telling that I shouldn't have things, when there's just the thing of, if I keep doing paintings, comparing them to other paintings, abstract art paintings that other people have done or that other people will do or whatever, unless that their paint's gonna run out, that they never have paint again, they never have a means of recycling and doing. I think that it's a lot of flowers and stuff like that too. So for the time being, I think I'll take more flowers. The girl at Starbucks is going to give me the wrong drink, because of me taking the wrong flowers, and that I did that drawing too, and whatever. That I think that it's kind of offensive that they said that she was one of the people with Karl-Heinz Stockhausen. I wonder if she got all the same music that I copy. A bunch of girl music is harder than boy music, that they taught me the lyrics, but they probably played all this shit for her too, that she plays all that stuff just as well as me. I kind of doubt that they'll show me that with her grace or whatever, the way that she was standing and carrying herself. They said that they were banging with Karl-Heinz Stockhausen's with paintings. I think that must have been part of the website if they showed me all of the music that they did. That's offensive to me, that they figure out some of the tunings they wrote on the website. Tara Conway figured out some of them, and then they wrote on the website, yeah, but not that well. So she was lying about being a rocker girl when she was younger or whatever. So I think that it's really inappropriate or whatever. Maybe, I don't know what that is, why that they had those people gang stalking me and harassing me. That it's just it's really hard to appreciate or whatever at this point with the painting, doing the painting. But I was talking about having them hit me by a car because people were talking about it or whatever. But because for whatever reason I gave a whole list of different reasons, and that I didn't care, and that I'd still play guitar, and that I'd end up recording the song so well that I wouldn't play guitar because of all the bands, that I'm in a different vocal frequency than all of them. And so I think it's the type of thing where I don't know, that Ryan comes out and started sounding just like Swirlies, but he probably couldn't because of his voice, that he does other music. I'd like to see that, having seen him play so much music. If they did teach him write a song about doing drum lessons with Dust from 1,000 Years, or that they give a video of those drum lessons and show me that shit, if he did that. I don't know if that's a real thing or not, or if he figured out that stuff from just getting drum lessons from other people. I don't know. It seems in depth. I've already told the story of what that. They said that they had it on video on the website, so I think that he might not be that special of a musician, and that there are people playing weird noises aside my house or whatever. Or maybe that they're just doing it a little bit, and that there is actual banging, and that he learned the song and was playing it live with me with telepathic banging noises. They wrote on the website that he was banging at me, and that maybe he did some drum lessons or whatever, but they wrote that he was playing it over there with Josh on the website in the other neighborhood, and that Josh said, I can't play the song that I wrote, I'm fat. And so they said he was practicing it with him on the website, and that so maybe it's something that we actually ended up playing together, and nothing that they showed me from when I was a little kid. But I know that they did show me some of these open tunings and whatever. So did they show me that other tuning, or did they not? Whatever, they said that I was around Karl-Heinz Gable a lot when I was a little kid, and that these rock tunings that they showed them, the people in Hudson or whatever, they said on the website they bet it was a special side thing he showed me, and he said that he used to hold his guitar on the 5th fret. If you were holding a guitar like this and you were his size, which he's about a foot taller than me, he'd be holding his hand here, and instead of where I would be holding my hand here, just from general posture or whatever else that it is, and that he would have a guitar outside. But he definitely wasn't playing that at me. And then on the website they posted a picture of some other kid to get me to try to remember him playing the part, which is a different tuning, which I don't really remember at all, to be honest with you. That I don't remember anything about that. That I was a little older when I saw that stuff, that they had the paintings on the website. I think I might remember him jumping, but that it could be a totally fake thing. That and that's like really offensive to me, that they're doing that to me, that stuff that way, that he could have been playing anything. I remember Karl-Heinz Gable doing the impressions like Space Ghost on that other thing, so that he did play that part, and that he showed me on a guitar outside to mix it with this part or whatever, or that they had a tape of it and they played it for me and Ryan, which Ryan said on the website his dad didn't do or whatever. So his dad said no.